Hawk is the messenger. Let's see if I can show that to you. See that? Beautiful. Hawk is akin to Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Hawk medicine teaches you to be observant, to look at your surroundings. Observe the obvious in everything that you do. Life is sending you signals. That's what it's about. I knew something was going on. So, you know, we've been talking about initiation, and this is where the message is going. Life is the initiation. If you have pulled the Hawk card, or if Hawk has literally flown into your life, then right now there is a clue about the magic of life being brought to you. This magic can imbue you with the power to overcome a currently stressful or difficult situation. The test is your ability to observe these nuances of power lurking nearby. Is power the talent that you have and are not using? Are solutions always hard to find because you have lost the broader vision of Hawk? Or is the Great Spirit displaying a gift that you need only to receive? Have the colors of morning inspired you to create? Or has the gloominess of a present situation left you earthbound and unable to hear the voice within the raindrops splashing on your window? You are cautioned to pay close attention. You are only as powerful as your capacity to perceive, receive, and use your abilities. What is called for in this moment is an intuitive ability to discern the messages carried within the cry of Hawk. The shrillness of Hawk's call pierces the state of unawareness and asks you to seek the truth. The ancients recognized this magnificent bird of prey as a messenger, bringing tidings to their earthly walk. The good red road from the world of the grandfathers and the grandmothers who have lived before us are hearkened. If Hawk were to magically cry, it was a sign to beware or be aware. Hawk's cry signaled the need for the beholder to heighten their awareness and receive a message. Hawk medicine is a totem that is filled with responsibility because Hawk people see the overall view. Hawk is not like Mouse, who sees everything through a magnifying glass. Hawk medicine people are aware of omens and messages from Spirit, and the color of the calling card you gave them 3 months ago. That's interesting. My gosh, I was just talking about that. No detail slips by Hawk medicine unnoticed. If Hawk has circled and landed near your card spread, you are to be aware of the signals in your life. Notice and receive them. Hawk may be teaching you to grab an opportunity which is coming your way. On the other hand, Hawk may be bringing you the message that you should circle over your life and examine it from a higher perspective. From this vantage point, you may be able to discern the hazards which bar you from freedom of flight. Remember, Hawk has a keen eye and a bold heart, for Hawk flies close to the light of Grandfather Sun. Wow, Sag, that's amazing. Alright, so let me scroll back out. We'll finish the reading, and I'll tack some of the little video of the deer and the hawk on the end, okay? Thank you for being patient. So, all about messages. This message, like I said, this has been with you. Consistently go back and open the videos for April, May, June, and July, and you'll be amazed. You really have been on this journey consistently. Having this dialogue with Spirit and with yourself about the wisdom that comes on the cycles of the moon. And it continues as we go into the eclipse. That, I believe that's the message, is to pay very close attention about how this eclipse, having been prepared, having stepped on the road of the spiritual warrior through an initiation period. Actually, you know what? Spirit's correcting me and telling me this has been your initiation period. That, with the eclipse that was in February, the 2 eclipses, and through these days of spring and summer, this has been a period of initiation and stepping onto the road. It's really beautiful. So that's the spiritual message, the energy and the theme that Spirit is just letting us know that's going to guide this reading, the types of things that are going to be explored. So let's see where you are. Look at that. You know what? I believe that card has also been here. Okay, that's the Renewer of Devotion. And you know, this, okay, Spirit's telling me to show you this. Okay, remember what I was saying about how devoted they were to each other? So this is about your devotion to your spirit life and to the mystery that life is. You know, the river, the waters of life that flow from this mysterious place. And Spirit's talking about spirit energy. Part of what's coming through is the winds on which Hawk sails to bring us the messages that are meant to be had. And here's the message for you today. A major arcana card, the Renewer of Devotion. This is also about rebirth. This sacred cauldron actually exists. It was discovered in a bog in Denmark. And these are elder flowers and elderberries, and they're used for healing. Go and check it. Go look on the internet about elder. It's a very interesting that all of these things are here together. And that, of course, the triple deities, the triple mother. Look at that. Meditating on your existence. All that you can imagine. All the things that cause you to feel devotion. And the place from which they arise. That beautiful sacred male energy. Could there be anything more lovely than that? Look at that. You know, if you've been lucky enough to do some travel, you've seen some of these things. I was lucky enough to go off to Nepal and stand in some of the ancient temples. You know, and they're 7,000 or 8,000 years old, and it's hard, especially as an American, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that because our history, well, Spirit's correcting me, rightly so. Post-Columbus, right? That part of our history is, what, 200 years old, 250? So there's not that same feeling of connecting to the ancients. And that's what Spirit apparently wants to talk about. These ancient artifacts, out of which come all of this wisdom and healing in this mystical way. Spirit's telling me to do this. It is your relationship with Spirit over these last couple of months that brings you to this moment of very deep messaging. Let's see where this is going, Sag. It's been interesting because you've had some battles. Wow. Okay, so clearly this eclipse is very impactful for you. You know, I try to keep my readings pure and unaffected. So I have been dying to find out, but I forced myself not to look at anything yet. I will as soon as I'm done with the readings. And this is the way they're coming out. Like the readings in February about the eclipses. If you haven't seen them, go check it out. They're in a little playlist on my channel. So, All right, we have the Dialogue of Art, the Renewer of Devotion, and here the first card on your human walk. Look at that. The second major arcana card in a row. That is the Imaginer of Harmony. Do you see how deep you're going through this eclipse? Prepare yourself, Sag. You know, go camping. Take some time in nature. Walk under the light of the full moon when the full moon comes. That is a sacred vessel. And you can't tell from the picture, but it has golden oars. Oars. Look at that. Isn't that mesmerizing? I swear I could stare into this card for hours. It's so quiet and so mystical, so deep. And you know, again, I just have to keep saying it. And into the middle of this reading comes Hawk to sit here and just watch us. So this vessel can take you wherever you want to go. In the traditional tarot, this would be the moon card. About intuition, deep knowing. The 12th house is what Spirit is saying. Your ability to ride really deep on the energy into the ocean of all knowledge. And you know what's interesting to me about this? Look. You see? There's a message in there. There is a message. There's a message in there for you. There is some deep experience that is going to come to you hand in hand with Spirit at the eclipse. And you will have the ability to really, you know, you may have some dreams. Write them down. Keep a journal by your bed. You may have some psychic vision. You may experience some astral travel. Anything that happens, write it down. Don't be afraid. Even if these are unusual circumstances for you, you know, we never know when that part of us is going to be ignited. So this is a time when you're going to come into a lot of profound knowledge. And Spirit's telling me prophetic knowledge. You'll have the ability to manifest those things you're desiring at this time as we come through these eclipses. Capture that power, Spirit's saying. Harness it. Breathe it in very deeply. All right, that's, you know, no wonder it's so quiet here. It's beautiful. There's a beautiful blue sky outside. The wind is blowing, you know, the breeze, I guess I should say, and it's just really quiet. Let's see, look. No wonder. All right, Sag. Wow. Look at that. This is the Liberator. Look at the progression. Look at this. You're going deep, Sag. And, you know, that's what you've been prepared for. And we've been talking a lot about the world and the strategy that you have had to learn to come through in order to find this place of harmony. Please go look, just refresh your memory before the eclipse. Go and check out those readings and where you've been. Because this beautiful shift and change, you've worked, Spirit's telling me you've worked hard for it. And it's here for you now. Spirit is basically, you know, here's the chatter that's going on in the background. Now it's just a time to flow very deeply into your own energy. This is the Liberator, sitting right underneath the Renewer of Devotion. Look, the third major arcana card to come out. There's 4 cards on the table. 3 of them are major arcana. You're going deep. That's the sacred portal. That's what I was talking about. You know, the blending of male and female energy. Look at that. Okay, Spirit wants me to do this. Just so you understand. Remember I said beautiful male energy? Look at that. All right? The seed of inspiration. The impetus of life. coming through from the mystical realm. And it only arrives here in one way, through the sacred feminine. Look at that. It's mesmerizing. I'm having a hard time talking, to tell you the truth. Be patient with me. Look. Wow. You're going really deep, Sag. You're being liberated into the depths of your own devotion, whatever that is in your life. You know, part of what the chatter that's going on in the background is that this is a moment of, ooh, I put him in the wrong spot. That's interesting. That doesn't happen by accident. So, Spirit's telling me this is a moment very deeply quiet and as deeply mystical as you can get, in order to give you Spirit saying that which you have earned, just this beautiful quiet, so that you can just reflect on where you've been so far this year and on the journey of being an initiate. And Spirit saying to allow you to feel yourself in the beautiful quiet of the full moon. I hope wherever you are, it's a beautiful, clear night. Look at that, Sag. All that battle you've been through. This is really beautiful. It's giving me a chill. All right, look at that. That's the king of skill. Do you see the water behind him? This message has had a thread from the first card out. Okay, follow the thread, Spirit is saying, and you will understand. All right, look at this again, straight up, gorgeous, sacred male archetype. Thank you, Spirit. This is such a beautiful message. All right, that is the king of skill. And you know, that's what you've been working on, your life skills. The skill of being a spirit being here in this world, dealing with all the crazy battles and all the things that we have to contend with. And you know, I've had messages from some of you about how hard it's been. Do you see what's behind him? There's a couple notable things that Spirit wants me to talk with you about. That's his shield. He hung it on the wall. It is behind him. In this moment, he has no need of it. He's been on quite a journey. Come across the mountains and this lake. You see the beautiful sand, the golden light reflecting outside the window. And look, his blue apron. He's been transformed. Spirit's telling me, this is a very powerful warrior. Very powerful. And so deeply in his power and so balanced, and having come thus far, he's in his workshop, resting, doing what he wants to do, creating. And look what he's making. He's got his tools. He is making a pair of shoes in order to walk forward into the new life that he's creating for himself. That's what's happening in the scene. Having come through these epic journeys and epic battles, the shield finally gets hung on the wall, and he begins to live his life for himself. That is why he is the king of skill. He has mastery. That's just astounding, Sag. Wow, look. Dialogue of art, dialogue of knowledge, and the renewer in the center. The renewer of devotion in the center of your being. This is the card that indicates you on this table. And this is your journey. This is your message from Spirit, and this is your journey. So, this card, Spirit says, is just what I was just talking about. The dialogue of knowledge. There's the triple spiral of life, turning the birth, death, birth cycle. All right. See that? Doesn't that look a little familiar? Look at that. Okay, let's talk about it. Alright, so this young man was the son of the, I'm going to call it poet laureate, you know, the wisdom holder of the tribe, the sage. In those days, they handed wisdom down in an oral tradition. He was out in the world journeying, having his adventures, being a young guy. Again, beautiful male energy. That is significant this month. Sag, Spirit, and look, doesn't that look like the river? Okay, the river of knowledge, the pathway of life on which we travel every day, just holding our experiences and our development. So that's what he was doing. He was out having his youthful adventures, discovering himself as a man and as a person, and getting ready to begin the process of taking up the knowledge and stepping onto the period of study that he was going to have to undertake in order to sit in this place. His father died and he had to travel home unexpectedly and take up the chair. And he was terrified because he didn't feel ready. And he was really sure that everyone was going to ridicule him and give him a bunch of you-know-what. So he disguised himself. Put on this fake beard. In the story, it's, the story says he put on a beard of straw. So, I mean, it looks ridiculous. Everybody knows it's fake, right? But he was trying to make himself look wiser. So he comes home and he sits on the chair. This is one of his father's dear friends, also a knowledge and wisdom holder, and he came to visit to pay his respects. And, a dialogue happened, a conversation happened, and eventually he said, I don't feel ready. He took off the fake beard, took off the disguise, and he said, I apologize to you. I just want you to know I'm just not feeling secure. And I'm going to step off the wisdom holder chair because I'm not ready. And I would love it if you would come and sit here and be my teacher, essentially. And he said, okay. So they switched places. The first thing he did was look at him and say, I'm installing you back to your rightful place. You've shown yourself to be ready. It's not necessary to possess every piece of knowledge when you're in a period of training. It is only necessary to be honest and forthright and humble. And you are, so you are ready. And don't worry, I'll travel with you. It's going to be okay. So, Spirit's telling me to do this. Look at that. And again, messages about journey. This is a really deep reading, Sag. I'm very happy for you. So this is the bridge card that takes you across to your spirit road. Look. Look at that. Remember I told you there was a deer in the meadow? It was a young buck. I kid you not. I'm going to tack the video on. Look at that. Okay. Look. Spirit wants you to be able to visually understand the message. More so than listening to me. Because, it's just so quiet. It's almost like there's no words. This is about a warrior who lived a very long time. And at the end of his lifespan, he survived a battle. He was the only survivor of this epic battle that happened. And at the end of his life, rather than have a regular human death and rebirth, he simply began to shapeshift in his place. And again, did you see the water? You're traveling. Sag, you're going deep. Spirit keeps telling me you are getting the respite that you deserve in this month of August. Take very good care of yourself. Be gentle and listen. That's why Hawk was here. Just listen to whatever is coming through to you on the inside. Spirit's telling me you will know. So, being reincarnated through this process in your life that you've been through this year, that was, one of the things I've been saying is this is a year of great shift and change, and look at that. Also, that's been traveling with you. That is the judgment of knowledge. And so, you see, we have this dialogue with Spirit. This journey, and the bridge card is a dialogue of knowledge. And knowledge being revealed to you. The revelation of knowledge. I'm telling you, I'm just flipping into a little bit of a trance. I'm sorry if I didn't say it. Right? Knowledge about yourself. This deep spiritual wisdom that's lying inside of you. Being revealed. And in that moment, after you come through, the judgment of all of this knowledge. And we've been talking about this issue, and now it's here in the spiritual realm. After you've been transformed, and that's what we've been talking about. The need to change and grow. And there it is. You've come through, Sag. Obviously, right? I hope you understand. You've come through. And now you'll be able to stand in your power. And, like this guy, not putting up with any nonsense, taking care of business, and casting away from you, Spirit says, that which has caused you harm, or that seeks to put an obstacle in your path. This also has to do with yourself. Is a message that's coming through about this card this month? When you come through, and you go on this deep journey, and you come out the other side, this aspect is going to help your development. It's on the spiritual realm now. And having this knowledge revealed to you, you will be able to understand things about yourself and your life situation that you have not been able to discern up to now. That's why it's sitting here in this way after this type of a journey. This is not something negative that's going to happen to you. It's just explaining what this journey that you've been on, really since the beginning of the year, and some of us before that. Very interesting. Let's see what's here. And look, there you go. Thank you, Spirit. This is gorgeous. All right, let me move this out of the way. Okay. One more movie, Spirit says. Check it out. All right? You go sailing deep into the mystic. Deep, deep, deep into the mystic. That beautiful Van Morrison song. Deep into the mystic. And in that place, as you shapeshift and are reborn in this beautiful way, knowledge is revealed to you about this pathway that you've been on. As you've been gathering your strength and your power against what seemed like insurmountable odds at sometimes. The Spirit saying, the fuss and bother of humanity, how challenging it is. Look. Okay. The combat of skill. And remember, the king's here. So there's a connection between these two cards that's interesting to me. So there was this king, and his kingdom was out of water. And he sent his brave young warriors out to find water. And each one of them went in a different direction. One by one, they came across this woman. Do you see the moon? Pay such close attention to the eclipses, to the knowledge that's coming into you, and the place where you are going. That's what Spirit's saying. I'm literally being interrupted. Okay? Go look. This is your homework. On my channel, in February, I did a video. I made a video about the eclipse that happened at the full moon and at the new moon. Spirit wants you to review that. Review your travel, okay, in these days leading up to this eclipse, and you will understand. So, that is the sacred hag. You see she's covered with warts? I think she's really beautiful, but, you know, we're supposed to feel a little bit of repulsion. So, one by one, back to the story, Spirit says, one by one, the warriors came across this woman and asked her for access to the water. And she said, of course you can have some water. You have to kiss me. You know, we need to share some life energy. And the first two said, forget that. I'm not going to kiss her. And off they went. And, you know, like all fairy tales, the third young man, again, the third young man, male power. It's interesting. The words that's coming through is male power meeting female wisdom. It's very fascinating. Spirit wants you to, when I finally am done talking, pause the video and just look into the cards. There's a message for you that you're going to understand about the balance of male and female energy inside yourself and at work, in the world, and in the mystical realm. Okay? So, this young warrior got off his horse, put his arms around this woman with love and compassion and true gratitude, thanking her for being willing to help. And he kissed her. And of course, like all good fairy tales, in that moment, when love was applied, she transformed. And she was a very beautiful young maiden. They ended up getting married. They lived happily ever after. And he, in the end of the story, became the king. How about that? That's a pretty awesome story that Spirit has given you for your reading this month. It's just really cool. I'm loving it. Let's see what the outcome is. Look. What did I just say? Look. Sorry. I'm getting so excited. Look. Do you see? The augury of battle, a new starting point, a prophecy. The moment just before you finish your training and you are able to take up the sword. Look at that. Spirit's telling me, pick up all the cards and play the movie. I don't think I have to, Sag. I think you know. Okay, see, look. Where you've come from. Go back and look at your journey. Coming through this eclipse. This is the purpose for you as you come through this eclipse. You are preparing to step on a very powerful, very sacred new journey. Do you see the blue garments? He's going to be completely transformed through this journey. Reborn out of the sacred cauldron. I might tack a link onto below the video. Check it out. About this. This is a very cool story. You know, a lot of these cards are based in actual, you know, mythology, of course. And so a lot of them are based in actual events. That's where you're going, Sag. Look at the purity. It's interesting. That word's been coming through. Look at the purity of this moment. You know, that, of course, is the sacred sword of victory. Look at that. All right. So, for those of you who are patient, I'm going to pick from the bag of runes. Sag, my heart is just swollen, and I'm on the verge of tears. This is exceedingly beautiful. I just sort of feel like Spirit's cutting you a break. You know, giving you... You've been working so hard. So hard. With all of the weight of humanity's follies on your heart. That's what Spirit's been telling me over these months, and we've talked about it together, you and I. Let's see what's going to come out of the magic pouch today. Okay, Spirit, what are the messages for beautiful, fiery, creative Sagittarius, the king of skill? What could really help me clarify for them about this eclipse journey, this mystical journey, breaking through illusions with love which has been the message we've been talking about. Spirits tell me to put this there. Let me move the camera a little bit. Okay. All right, Spirit. Wow, okay. There we go. For those of you that don't know, I always read right from the book because I don't feel that there's any... It's disrespectful for me to try to interpret the runes. That work has been done very beautifully over the ages. Alright, so look at that. That is the rune of movement. This is Awaz, and I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I'm going to show you the book so you can look it up for yourself if you want. Okay? Awaz is a rune of transit, transition, and movement, physical shifts, new dwelling places, and new attitudes or a new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw movement. It is one of the cycle runes. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune's symbol is the horse, and it signifies the bond between horse and rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here, Awaz is saying, you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Now it is time to turn again and face the future reassured, prepared to share the good fortune that comes your way. This sharing is significant since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. So, Sag, that's just... Thank you so much. And I say that, and I hope people know, I really mean it. You are helping turn the wheel of our destiny in a way that is so beautiful and profound. It just literally, my heart chakra is just swollen and open and feeling very tender in the moment. So, thank you so much. Check out the video. There were a whole bunch of announcements. I didn't say any of them. I apologize. There is a video on the playlist about news and announcements. There are some important things there. I'm going to start live streaming. People have been asking me. So I'm going to start after the eclipse, and we'll talk about the eclipses. So check it out. You need to sign up for that. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm pretty sure it's very straightforward. I've worked really hard to make sure all the information is in the little box below the video. So just scroll down, click the link that says show more, and it'll open up and everything you need is right there. So Sag, I'm going to leave you with the hawk, and I hope you sail through the month of August right into the eclipse. I'm going to be with you in spirit. Thank you, Sag.